The relations between Turkey and European Union is at this moment is not going well. There are some reasons for that, but in general speaking of, we project that Turkey's and European Union nations, if not an end, it will be turned into a much more different path. Whenever we are looking at the projection for Turkey and the European Union in 2030s and 2050s, we see that the European Union has a prosperity and the GDP and all these parameters will be high, meaning that European Union will reflect a rich life. When it comes to Turkey, Turkey is also going to develop. They are going to increase the population from 84 million to 95 million. The GDP will be higher. They will have the 13th strongest economy in the world. And Turkey is going to also increase its trade agreements and trade or bilateral trade agreements with especially the North Africa, the Horn of Africa, and also the Central Asia and the Arabian Peninsula states. Meaning that the trade volume, if today is 40% or 50%, if I'm not wrong, with the European nations or Union, is going to decrease to a much more moderate level, like 20%, if not less. That is going to establish, or that's going to put Turkey's and the European Union's relation or path to a much more different level. We are projecting that within 10 years to 20 years at most, Turkey and European nation is going to not end the membership, but they are going to, I will say, turn or change or modify that membership application to a much more bilateral agreement standards, where Turkey and European nation is not going to abandon each other. However, they are going to walk beside, let's say, in that regard. So for both, as you know, there's a trilogy of Daniels, and it says globalization, democracy, and nationalism cannot take place at the same time. If a state wants to run or administrate a country, they have to leave one aside. Now, as of today, as we know, globalization is not dying, but it is changing a path, it's changing its appearance. And we have realized that globalization is now replacing its place with more multilateral agreements or regional alliances. Considering that and Turkey's path to 2030s, let's say, or 2050s even, Turkey wants to establish an influence in the North Africa, Balkan states, I will say Ukraine, Romania, and Central Asia, and like the Arabian Peninsula states, including to Pakistan and Afghanistan even. That means that the trade volume as of today is going to decrease within Turkey's trade volume. The share is going to decrease. Now that will also have an impact in the relations between between Turkey and, let's say, European Union. And that's why we are projecting that the membership application will be changing to a more bilateral or multilateral agreement that will enable both sides to ally together for future. But however, we also project that this kind of approach is more practical for Turkey in most sense than a European nation. For a European nation, it's not going to change a lot. The trade volume will not be changed that dramatically, not in, let's say, euro or US dollars, but the effect will be more positive for Turkey, because Turkey is now losing $1 to $2 billion per year due to the not modification of the trade union agreement. the custom agreement, let's say, and this is due to the democratic or the structural reforms that the European Union is demanding, but Turkey is not applying now. But such agreement also, I mean, the union agreement, custom agreements also dictates Turkey to take care of, or to take to be careful about their future agreements with any other nations that European Union wants to also or go into an agreement with them, such as if European Union now wants to sell, let's say, product of milk or cheese, let's say, or some kind of technological products. Turkey has to take the parameters of the custom union agreements between EU and Turkey. So Turkey is then tied to sell a limited number of products with the price that is not favored for Turkey. But once our membership will be, I would say, replaced with the bilateral or multilateral agreement, then this kind of mandatory things are regardless. Turkey can then propose any product with any price within their interest. Since Turkey is not into the euro or and US dollars, it means that the devaluation and all these things will be in favor of Turkey. As of today, one of the main problem why Greek economy cannot be, let's say, recovered is due to the euro. Considering the euro is the only unique currency, which it should be, and but it doesn't help the Greek economy, because once there is no money that you can arrange the barriers between two states or multiple states, then you have to rely upon your performance of your companies and the performance of your government in terms of economy. Since the Greek companies, including the Greek, let's say, state doesn't have strong economies and results, they cannot recover easily. They cannot collect the taxes as it should be in terms of level or euros, and it means that also the country or the state or let's say that the companies are not also strong. It means that their shares in the stock market is not strong, and so on and so forth it goes. But Turkey will be then will not have these kind of I will say barriers to live with, that will also then shape in a much more different path between European nation and Turkey. So our projections for the relations between Turkey and European nations will be the membership relation will be converted into more or less like a bilateral or multilateral agreement between two sides, European Union and Turkey. Thank you for listening.